Good morning, it's Friday the 25th, overcast day, but welcome to R.O.A.R, R-O-A-R, Ramblings of a Retiree, number. This, believe it or not, is episode 4. Cody, my diva dog, has managed to squeeze in between my legs here, but doesn't realise that he's actually under this table and not in camera shot. So he'll be disappointed when he sees the final cut. And for this week, I've chosen a slightly different subject, purely because when I was wandering around during the week, I came across some old buildings that were going to be pulled down, or some of them were going to be pulled down, and new buildings being built in their place. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to walk around them before they disappeared from the face of the earth, film them, and as the building work progresses I'll go back and film them again. So it's like a little history of a community that once existed and is gradually going to disappear. So that's what this blog's all about. So I hope you enjoy it. See you later. Here's a soon to be demolished little community that once existed. This barn on the right used to be houses, and they were knocked down years ago and this barn was built, but this used to be a little street of houses, little community long since gone. It's hard to imagine what life would have been like here. This was a house, has a tin roof, and I would say it probably had a tin roof originally, and it's all just used for storage now. It's a window. I would say this was a window here that's been blocked up. I've opened the door so we can have a look in there in a minute. And these were their outhouses where they kept their animals. Little barns. And we go inside. I don't know whether you can, well, you can actually see little pens here that probably a pig or a goat or even a cow was kept. You can see the chains on the walls, cob walls, whitewashed, tin roof. Probably did have a half door here originally and a small window. Not sure when the last people lived here, but they were. There's another unit here. Whoops. That is now obviously just used as storage now, but you can see the original walls. Obviously the roof has been changed. Probably the rafters are original, but it's hard to imagine people coming and going from these sort of places. I'm not sure that I can get this door closed again now. This was obviously one of a pair of semi-detached houses. We're going this one first. I think this may have been two houses, because when you come in, there's, so I'm not sure whether that was the original roof. It looks too new on the underside, but you can see big old fireplace here. Probably had a range in. It's actually even got the not sure what they call those where they swing out. Somebody will give me the name of them. Swung out onto the fire with the pans hanging on the end of it. So that's hinged, and you can see where part of the chimney that went all the way up has actually collapsed down onto the floor here. It may even have had an upstairs. Looking at the thickness of those walls, it possibly had rafters of beams going across there, with a sloping roof, and had an upstairs which was just the bedrooms, because there's sort of evidence up there that where that brickwork is, that there may have been a fireplace up there at some time. There's obviously a fireplace behind those pallets, and yeah, probably a little bread oven as well. But very, very interesting. You can see there the remains of where a dividing wall went across here and across the floor. Obviously gone there because that's all new blockwork. But very intriguing sort of memories. This is the end house, which is obviously upstairs, downstairs. And this one's been gutted. It's already been partly demolished, and as you can see, I can touch the ceiling, very low ceilings in those days, and you can see evidence of where the staircase went up and through. Would have been interesting to have gone upstairs, but there's the old tile surround for a fireplace. And in fact, the fireplace is blocked up, so that could possibly have been some sort of range, you know, wood burning range that was there that they did the cooking on. And this, I would imagine, was like a small scullery. There's evidence there that probably those brackets carried a sink. So my feeling is that that's and that's like a cupboard. Oh, there's a tank up there, which is a more modern thing. So there was no upstairs in this section, and this looks like, yeah, this was a back door probably that came in here, and I don't know whether you can see in this room. This is a downstairs toilet. I know you can't see down there, but there's evidence of a toilet outlet there, and the marks on the walls there suggest that that was a little bath, like a hip bath. So modern plastic tiles on the floor. Probably the last owner thought that was the height of fashion in, you know, wherever this was. I would say probably the last time anybody lived here was in the late 40s, maybe the early 50s. I could probably find out from the owner. So yeah, so this was obviously a little community of at least 3 or 4 houses. This is the back of the barns, again more modern blocking up, but so sad when you see houses like this where at one time it was somebody's centre of their life, was living here, and this was probably where they brought the horse and cart down to go in the barns. So yeah, there's a building here that's obviously been converted to some sort of storage. It's got a new roof on it, so that was possibly another house or another barn. It's got a secure door on it now. So possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever was here, maybe 5 or 6 families lived here at one time. So it'd be interesting to look up. I believe, well, I have been told that this area, this road going down, was a community known as Millerstown. So I will have a look and see, you know, if there's any history about Millerstown, and add it to the video when I finish. So I'll put the drone up now and just get some aerial shots of the same area. I've now come down a lot further down the lane, which I'll film on the way out, just to show you the last property that used to exist where people used to live down here. Is this property here. Well, what's left of it. It's just an end wall, even the trees growing up the side of it. And you can see now that there are plans. There's a concrete retaining wall been put in at the back to hold the field up. I think originally the back, that wall sloped down to virtually the back of the building. And it's sad to see these buildings go, but you know, needs must. Nobody could have lived in it in the state it was in, obviously, and it has been knocked down, and looks like it's going to be rebuilt. Well, I know it's going to be rebuilt. The retaining wall's been put in to hold the field up at the back, and I would say this stone is from the original building that used to stand here. It's been knocked down and the stones have been reused, recirculated for a retaining wall. But what a lovely location. The cows are there, come up to see. So whoever comes to live here will have neighbours and will be, it's fairly isolated. You go through these fields here and what incredible views you'll have across the fields here, right over to the hills in the distance. Spectacular views from this house when it's built. I'm not sure what the plans are. There are a few houses over there. Looks like some building works going on that house. But yeah, it's going to look a spectacular house. If that's the, I'm assuming the house is going to be rebuilt on the same footprint as the original house. So if it's got the views looking out where these cows are, and these trees were trimmed down a bit, and obviously that quickthorn hedge was reduced, it's going to have spectacular views from the front of the house right the way across through the trees. In fact, the trees actually add to the view. So I'm going to put the drone up. It's a bit quieter down here wind wise than it was further up, so I should get some better aerial shots here. So catch you later. Bye. Yeah, this is a video of just going up the lane from this last property, old derelict building that's virtually been floored and obviously going to be rebuilt. But this is a picture of a film of the lane, how far off the beaten track it is. I am going to be stopping just up on the next corner because there's another old farm up here that is almost intact, hasn't been lived in for 20, maybe 30 years. And apparently a lady used to live in it on her own, and when she died it just got boarded up and has just been left. So yeah, the extent of this property, this gate here, which I've got to get out and close, so I'm just going to have to get out the car and close the gate. But you can see how overgrown the lane is. I'm just going to stop here, so you'll have to, I'll probably edit this out, but I'm just going to get out and close the gate a minute. Right, gate closed, but I'm just going to stop up on this next corner, this is obviously a fairly tight-knit community, because the property there was apparently lived in around about 30 odd years ago, and there would have been the lady living in this property here, and then the property's up the top of the lane. So I'm just going to stop here, and I'll leave this camera where it is. I'm just going to switch it off for a minute while I do some filming here. Right, that's I've just done a few quick aerial shots of the little farmstead there where a lady used to live on her own, I think about 25-30 years ago. She passed on, and the property was boarded up, and the film I've got is as it is since she left. I'm assuming if you could get inside it would be like a little time capsule of when she actually lived there. But hi, back again. Hope you enjoyed that clip of the old buildings, and were as interested as I was in you know, how people used to live back in those days. They are slowly disappearing, so I just thought I'd capture these ones because they're local to me. I plan to do a few more shots as the new buildings progress and obviously the old ones disappear. But I'm going to look around for other properties that are in a similar state, you know, unoccupied or derelict, and do another vlog at a later date with some other buildings in and around the Brashane area. So hopefully you will find this one of interest, and any future ones I do will have similar interest of the lives and times of 20, 30, 40 years or more ago. So I'll say goodbye for now. I wish you all a good weekend. Hope the weather improves. It's still cloudy here, but the forecast is good. So I'll see you in a later vlog. If you've liked what I'm rambling on about, please hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up button, and the little bell icon, which will allow YouTube to notify you when I release another video. So see you at a later date. Bye for now.